Hey guys, you're back here with the Credit Connector. Remember, this channel is all about you. I'm here to empower you. I'm here to show you how to use your credit and how to leverage it. Also remember, I still have my Spanish channel, which is called Conecto de Crédito. If you have any friends or relatives, send them over. Also, I'm still dropping my VIP link to my free mentorship. Guys, get in while you can, because once I close it, there is going to be a coverage to get into that mentorship, okay? So let's get to it. Today, what we're going to talk about is how to repair business credit. This is a question that I get all the time, and a lot of people think that the way to repair business credit is because you actually have negative things on your credit. That is not correct. A lot of people have, I wouldn't say bad business credit, but they're reporting like Equifax and Experian. They're reporting negative things against them, and it's just because they really haven't built the business credit. So by building the business credit and by never stop, adding new trade lines and basically watering that plant, you're always going to have good business credit, okay? One of the first things that I'm going to tell you when you want to try to see what's going on with your business credit is pull your reports. Sometimes people go to Experian. You can do Equifax, Dun & Bradstreet, or you can do NAV. For me, NAV is like the skinny drink. So it basically gives you your credit report, but much thinner, okay? It's like if you're drinking, the vodka for skinny women. So if you're really not that good at reading all those reports and you're going to get overwhelmed, go to NAV, because that's going to give you kind of a basic of where you're at. And once you kind of really look at your report, you're going to see that sometimes it's not that you have something negative, it's just that you don't have it built out the correct way, okay? Just like when you go to Experian, one of the first things I'm going to tell you is look at your name. The name has to be correct. Your phone number, the address. All these things can be working negative against you when you're applying for credit. So it's not that it's bad, it's just incorrect or not where it's supposed to be, okay? Another thing is that you want to see is where is your business? Where does it rank? Is it high industry? Because sometimes you have a code, and that code can basically be associated with 3, 4, even 5 different types of businesses. And sometimes you can see that on your credit, and you can call. This has happened to me with Experian, and I've called them. I'm like, hey, my business credit needs to be here. I'm sorry, my cat just jumped up here. My business credit needs to be up here, and this is incorrect. So you guys have to fix this. So it's just basically knowing the battle is what's going to help you. Lack of active trade lines is going to go against you as well. You have to always keep getting new trade lines. You got to get new blood. If not, it's going to die out. Also, the risk associated with the business types, and this is exactly what I'm telling you, the codes. It's the SIC code, or the NAIC codes. So those are very important. You have to make sure that you know where you're at in your industry. So if you kind of look at the reasons why it could be reporting against you: 1, lack of active trades; 2, the business type; 3, this is going to surprise you, how many employees do you have? If you have a lot of employees, they're like, God, this person's doing really well. If you have 1 employee, you can't say you have 10. I'm not telling you to lie, but kind of, you got to get kind of a little bit, creative sometimes. Let's just put it like that. Put people in your business, your parents, your kids. You can start making your kids already, millionaires or rich, starting by opening their own LLCs or putting them to your business and paying them as well. And then also the risk associated with the company industry. That's the thing that I'm telling you. You got to check where your industry is at, and is your code associated with other types of industry. So you got to check that. Also, look at all the codes before you actually, if you haven't still applied for your LLC or you're going to, you can look at the codes before opening your LLC and pick a name that's going to help you get funded, okay? It's really important. If you're already have your business, well, there's nothing you can do. There is, but why get complicated? let's just focus on what we can focus. Also, sometimes, if you haven't had any new trade lines, that's definitely going to count against you. So it's very important to do this. Also, always check in the computer. When you go to Experience, you can check where it says codes and something, and then it's going to tell you if your company is associated with other types of business. Really important. It happened to me. You're also going to check, have you even been late? Okay, there's a section there. It says, have you been late, or are you predicted to be late? And if you're not really following up with your business, what happens is sometimes they'll go in and they'll see that same business types. What are the risks of that business types? And that automatically goes associated with your business. So I would always tell you, follow up with, your business credit, be on top of it, water it, give it some new blood, because if not, it's not going to grow. If you don't feed something, it just doesn't grow. And that's exactly what happens to business credit. Another thing, people always ask me this. If I declare bankruptcy on my personal side, will it show up on my business side? No, it's not going to show up on your business side. You would have to, declare bankruptcy on your business side so that can show up. But remember, most of us, if you're like me, we're not multimillionaires, and we're not, we still have to PG our business. So even if you declare bankruptcy on your personal side, it might not show up on your business credit, but it can affect you of getting more business credit cards, because when they check your personal credit, it went through hell. So that's something just wanted to throw in there. Also, when you get into the disputing, when you're going to dispute through Equifax and Experience, the best thing is to do it through them. They have like a monitoring service, so you can actually go in through them, and that's usually the best way. In my experience, most of the time they do, delete the stuff that's on there, and if they don't, I would tell you, once you, do your first, dispute, don't send any papers. If they don't dispute it, then go ahead and send it later on. Sometimes where they get the information is from LexisNexis. So you want to make sure that your information, even your business information, is correct in LexisNexis. So it's very important. Also, with Duns and Bradstreet, you can go to My Dashboard. You can Google it, and you can just go in there and dispute. So that's another way of disputing. But a lot of people, like I tell you, there's really nothing wrong with their business credit. It's just they have no business credit. And sometimes when you have no business credit, it counts against you as well. It counts negative. So it's very important. 90% of the time when you are disputing something on your business credit, it does come out. They do take it off. Sometimes you do have to put a little bit more of work in there and send them some paperwork, some evidence. But most of the time it does get fixed, especially with Dun and Bradstreet. I mean, they had a whole thing with a lawsuit and everything. So they're really on top of their game, and they want to make sure they don't break any rules with the consumer. So that is a plus for us, the consumer. Also, never stop, feeding your business credit. There's always new things out there, and if you're working with vendors that basically, are not like credit cards, if you know that you're going to be late with a vendor, call them. Let them know that you're going to be late, and ask them, hey, do you mind not reporting this, please? I'm a customer, I've always paid, give me an extension, whatever the extension is. Because remember, business credit does report automatically right away. So you want to make sure that you're not late. It's very important. And even if you have business credit cards, always put your stuff on automatic. That way, at least the minimum payment is going to kick in. And then after that, if you want to make more money, or if you need to make another payment, go ahead. But guys, don't pay late, because that's one of the first things that kills you. Okay, so remember, check your name, the address. If you don't have a good address, you can go to either, I think it's Regions, or there's a couple of them that you can check, and there's a difference. Okay, so one of them is, which I have it right here. Instead of putting the virtual address, always use virtual office. Okay, this is really important. So I think it's Regis, I think it's Alliance, and there's another one, I'm not sure, I think it starts with a D. But you want to make sure, instead of picking, okay, address, always use office. It's more important. So there's a click to that when you're doing it. Also remember, a lot of these banks, they can go back. Let's say if you're trying to get into Citizens Bank or something now, they can actually check when you open your business email. So if you're using a Hotmail right now, and you can still have your Hotmail and your personal emails, but try to get a business email as soon as possible. And if you guys change your number, your email, or anything, always contact the credit bureaus and update it, because this can be a glitch of why you didn't get approved right away. You can still get approved, but it's going to take longer. So all these little things contribute to having some negative things on your credit report on the business side. So just fixing this is going to help you. Once again, the first thing you need to do is just go in there, read your report. You can either, read the report from all of them. But if you're like me, you just like it, thin and quick, the reports and stuff, not to get too complicated, I would tell you to do the NAV. It just gives you the report and it's easier to read unless you're really good with business credit. Okay. Guys, remember, I still, dropping that link. Give me a subscribe. Give me a comment. This is the only way I'm going to get to know you guys. Also, remember, this channel is just for learning reasons, entertainment reasons. I'm not an attorney and I don't give legal advice. I always tell you to go out there, do your due diligence, because I can be finishing this video or before this video finishes and something changes. You guys got to go out there, check for yourself, read all the little things before you apply for credit cards, and do your own homework. Okay, remember, this is Jackie and I'm always here to help you guys. Until next time.